Okay, so I'm joined by none other than Mr. Carl Lettman himself. Lovely to see you again. How you been?
I've been really good, bro. Busy, but very, very good.
Well, busy's not a bad thing. Yeah. And obviously, just for the audience at home, this is music, and obviously you're going to be performing tonight for us. It's very exciting to have people like yourself on board. I did say to you earlier, nice to see you again. This is obviously not our first time meeting each other. We've met several different times, and along your journey. So how's the journey been going so far?
So far, it's been really good. I decided to go solo last year, so it's been a building process up until now, but a very positive one. We've made a lot of moves and discovered things about ourselves and myself, and it's just growing positively. So
Absolutely.
now it's really nice, man.
A learning curve. Absolutely. You're constantly developing and you're learning through your experiences. I mean, if you don't mind me asking, you started obviously, as the audience may recognise already, as I did when I was looking at the videos, because they send me the videos before the obviously the show, and I get a chance to see all the artists that are going to be performing. And I always have a little look and I think to myself, he looks a bit familiar. I'm sure I've seen him before. And I was there for like hours until you walked into the toilet and we said hello to each other, which was really bizarre. So for the audience at home, you obviously started with Fundamentals as a child star, and then you went on to FDM. Give them a little background on what you started and what you've been doing since.
Well, as you said, I started in Fundamental '03. That was a group, three-piece group. We were, about London. We were the guys that, would go on the stage and dance up the place and mash up the place. We splintered a couple years back. I took a break, maybe like a year, and then I got back into music recently. I call it recently, which is like, as I said before, last year. And I've got a team now around me, hooked up with Late Night Labs, those are the people that look after me, and we're just trying to take over the world.
Taking over the world and that. I mean, don't forget me. Make sure I'm there with you. Yeah, drag me along with you. But I mean, so essentially you've gone solo now. I mean, are you still keeping in contact with, Jermaine and the other guy that you were in the group with? Or?
Yeah. Jermaine and V, we have a WhatsApp group, so whenever something happens, we just kind of message each other. We're very supportive of each other's careers, and like we will forever be brothers. You know what I mean? And we're not the type of group that we splintered and it was just like, yo, later. It was very much like, how you doing? Everything good? Like we are real brothers. Like the only thing that separates us is life. Like
just your paths have veered apart. But I mean, it's still brotherhood, and you still love each other. You're still part of the fraternity, so to speak.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, it's exciting to have you on the show. I mean, what we're trying to do here is a platform essentially for unsigned artists. You've obviously been signed already. Well, you're doing your thing, trying to relaunch again and rebrand yourself, which is great. But in terms of what we're doing at the moment, we're trying to create an event where people come here. And they're not just people that are going to like your Facebook page. They're actually people that are going to try and elevate your career. So industry people without sounding too pretentious. And in terms of platforms like this, is there anything else that you're currently doing stuff on at the moment which is similar?
No, do you know what? You got to realize that we've just reached this stage, which is the performance stage, because we very much believe in building yourself up, and like, to get to a performance stage, you kind of first have to have the music in order, and you have to know who you are and how you perform. So we had the process of going through that. So this is like our first industry event. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited and nervous and all the above, but I'm looking forward to it.
A mixed bag of feelings. Well, this is it. I mean, it will all culminate, I'm sure, into a great performance, as it always does.
Hopefully, fingers crossed and all that.
So are you still on the same swag, the dancing? I mean, I watched a few of your videos, and like I said, like I sort of became a fan instantly. I mean, you're a dancer, you're a singer, you're a rapper, sweet boy.
Wow.
Well, exactly. No, listen, man. You're in that chamber of sweet boyness now. So you're still obviously flying the flag in that sense, I suppose.
Yeah, no, man. Like, I don't really like. I wouldn't say it like how you said it. Like, I wouldn't be like, yeah, I'm this, I'm that, I'm doing it. No. It's just like music for me is just entertainment on a whole, and like the different energies that you can go through is what I love exploring. So I wouldn't really say I rap, but I'm not afraid of going into that whole poetry vibe. Definitely singing is, R&B is my core, but I love pop music. I love all that commercial stuff. I love hip hop and rock. Like I love so many different genres of music. I can't avoid them in my artistry. So me and my manager are quite tight, and if he believes that, you need to try this, then I'm just like, yeah, let's do it. Because we're all about the positive energy. You never know if it's going to work or not. A lot of people say no first, but I'm not one of them people. We're not one of those teams. Like, we dive in and see what happens. You learn so much like that.
Well, of course, yeah. I mean, if you were to describe your music, how would you sort of... It's hard to pigeonhole you. I know, because like you just said, you and your manager just trying to try everything and not leave anything unventured. But I mean, if you were to describe yourself as an artist, how would you best put the words together to construct that?
The tricky thing about that is, if you say one word, if you just describe it in one word, everybody's gonna be like, he's cocky. He's a very cocky guy. No, it's because I would have been like, I think I'm a very eclectic musician in terms of like, I wouldn't pigeonhole myself and say, I just do R&B, because I genuinely don't. But I'd say that I'm the type of artist that would pursue a certain type of energy. So that could be an Afrobeat, that could be a hip hop, that could be, something a bit more piano ballad based or guitar, as you guys will probably discover later on tonight. But yeah, so I just go for the energy as opposed to the style. And if it's got energy, I can dance. And if it doesn't, then I can be emotional. It's just, there's so many different aspects of music, and I'm not afraid to just go there, innit? So it's difficult to say it in one word. So I just say eclectic.
I mean, eclectic's a good one-word summary. I mean, it's definitely a very difficult question. I have to appreciate that. sort of put it on you in that way. But sometimes you get artists who are very focused on one niche. So they know that they're a rock star, or they know that, and I mean, if you're Danny Dyer, you know that you're a Cockney. I mean, you're not trying to be a politician in the next biopic, whatever. He just kind of just drives it home. So with art, obviously, the great thing about art, I suppose, is that you can try to explore its limits, and then die satisfied that there are none, because you're just constantly finding new avenues, which are just constantly great. So it's beautiful to hear something like that from yourself. I don't usually ask artists this question, but I mean, because you're one of the more experienced people that I've ever interviewed, people that are watching this and want to get onto the music path, genuinely, how would you advise anyone starting out in a music career right now, based on your experience thus far, the highs, the lows? How would you advise them to go about it if you could do it again yourself?
Do you know the weird thing is that I wouldn't change anything if I was to do it again, but I would always say to someone that one thing I felt like I maybe would have impressed on myself back in the day would have been to learn everything you can. I mean, study the business, study the art, like study yourself, because all of these things become so much more important as the talent side of things subside, because after a while, being talented alone is not enough. Like, if there's one thing, there's one thing that I feel like I've had to pick up on, and that's my energy. I used to be the type of person that was very laid back, and I would be very quiet. No one would really hear me talk. Whereas now, I'm trying to be the person with the biggest energy in the room. Like, not forcing it, but just because that's how I feel like I need to be right now. Because all of that speaks to people, like your whole aura. And I just feel like maybe sometimes artists believe less in themselves than they should, and they wait for someone else to believe in them, and that's very important. But your belief in yourself is a really, really big deal. Like, but there's a bunch of stuff that I could say about this. Like, there's no correct way of doing it, but the first thing you have to do is it has to come from you. Like, you have to be ready, man. Just be ready, because it's a fight. It's a major fight. So
that would be your experienced advice, obviously, as a seasoned pro on the show. So you're singing 3 songs today, which is great. Are these 3 songs that are going to eventually be part of your EP, or something that you're working on at the moment? Or
well, I'm doing 2 covers and I'm doing a song that
broke a rule there.
Why?
That's not within the remit of music. You're not allowed to do any covers. You've got to do all original.
That's very interesting. That is very interesting. Well, I've made them my own, so that should be
Prima donna.
Oh wow!
Come in and broken the rules.
I see. I had no idea. It's all good. No, I'm gonna kill it anyway. That's what's important.
I'm sure you will kill it, but I mean, these songs are so one of them, I imagine, was going to be off your EP. So it's something you're working on going forward as an album, or part of a collection of songs that you're going to be singing. If people want to keep in contact with what you're doing, gigs, I imagine you're really, really busy at the moment in terms of that. What's the best way to do that?
Well, obviously there's Twitter and there's Instagram and Facebook. Everything is at Kyle Lettman. So it's just my name. Like if you Google my name, my Instagram pops up and so does my Twitter. So I'm quite lucky that way. But yeah, so just Kyle Lettman, just type that in somewhere, it will come up.
I actually made the mistake of typing in Carl Letterman, and all the David Letterman videos came up. I was like, oh, this guy's a phony. He's a phony. He's not real. But yeah, but Carl, like we've obviously overstayed our welcome on the whatever these things are called. Yeah, the quirkiness. But it's been a pleasure seeing you again. Really looking forward to seeing you perform tonight, and I'm sure you're going to bring the house down as usual.
We'll try, man. Thank you so much.
It's been Carl Lettman, guys.